In today's video, we're making 5 easy bar projects that sell. Now, normally woodworking, CNC, and drinking shouldn't go together, but today we're gonna make an exception. So whether you're a bourbon wine enthusiast, a classy cocktailer, or it's 5 o'clock somewhere kind of guy, this one's for you. The material we're gonna be cutting out all 5 projects is one 2-foot by 2-foot piece of Bamex. We developed this material to be beautiful, to be easy to use, and to save you tons of time. So let's get this secured to the table and on to the first project for all the winos out there. To make this wine rack is pretty simple. It's just gonna be 4 pieces of wood and 3 tool paths. So this first pocket right here is for the tenon. It's going down 0.26 inches deep with that 1/4 inch down cut bit. The next pocket goes down 0.55 inches and it's for that tenon to fit into it, and this joint provides a lot of stability for this wine rack. Now the last thing we have to do is cut everything out, and I'm just gonna use, once again, that 1/4 inch down cut bit to keep things simple. And so if you do get the digital file, you're gonna have all that information right here. So right here, if you notice, I left this little shell right here, and that's so everything stays together. And then this last pass is gonna come and take that off, but everything's tabbed up so nothing should move. And so this is really key. This is actually called an onion skin or an eggshell in the CNC world. I'm running the bit at 250 inches a minute, which is a little bit aggressive, and 125 on my plunge rate, just to see if my machine can handle it. And as you can see, this is where I have the tabs that I have to cut off later. So now that we have the wine carrier cut out, I went ahead and oiled and sanded everything. I just used some mineral oil, and you end up with these pieces right here. And so I want to talk about a couple different things that I really loved when I was cutting this out, and then how to assemble it, because this thing is probably one of my favorite things I ever made because it's so simple, but so elegant looking. And so one of the things is this little half tenon right here, where we put the pocket on top and then profiled around it, and it made like this little tongue or tenon, however you want to look at it. And then you have this little pocket right here, and we had the use of dog tails, or dog bones is what it's called. Sorry, not dog tails, dog bones. But it fits into it, and that's really key in the structure of this product right here. So how this all fits together, and my recommendation is if you cut this out, if you get the digital file and cut this out, stick these two together first, okay? And it's gonna end up looking like this. Then there is a long side of this and a short side. And so you're gonna put the long side down, and this other long side, short side, long side, is gonna come right across the top. And when it's all together, it looks like that. And look how clean this looks. Like that Bamex gives it that like tri-tone kind of look. And then you load it up with wine bottles. Boom, and boom. Who wouldn't want that as like a housewarming gift, as a wedding gift, etc.? And it's so easy to cut out. It's just a profile and a pocket. That's it, right? If you get the digital file, it's just a profile and a pocket. It did take me a little bit to figure out how to fit all these things together and that little half tenon right there, but everything works so good. A couple ways I would try to pitch this to people is, if you have a laser, if you can engrave different logos right here on this part, maybe you have a real estate agent you want to sell this to, it would be perfect for that, or put somebody's name. But this thing is so functional and cool. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely sick. I think this is a great product that's gonna sell probably in the $30 to $40 range, maybe even $50. But overall, I think this is a great gift, super fun to make, super easy to make, and you have to have a CNC to do it. So hope y'all like this product. Let's move on to the next one. So the next product, since it's 5 o'clock somewhere, is this tequila shot tray. Let's do it. So as you can see, this design is relatively simple. The first thing we're gonna be doing is pocketing out that salt rim. I'm going 3/8 of an inch deep in 2 passes with that 1/4 inch down cut bit. The next thing we're cutting out is the shot pockets and the line pockets. We're going down 0.16 of an inch. That's so we can change the colors on that Bamex from that dark to the light color. And the last pass we're going to be doing is a final profile pass, and once again I'm doing it in 4 passes, leaving that onion skin right there, which I'm adding tabs to, and I come over 0.01 on the allowance on that last pass because it just cleans everything up and leaves me a good quality product. So I got the shot tray sanded, oiled up, once again with just some mineral oil, and I like this a lot more than I think I would. I'm not a real big like tequila shot guy, but this thing is pretty cool. So I just put some margarita salt in this little rim thing right here. And then once you do these limes, which that's why I did this little pocket right here, and once you do that, it actually, whoops, spilled some. It actually does rim up the glass pretty good if you don't spill a whole bunch of tequila in it. And one thing that I like about these, that the way I designed it this way, once again, it's just a couple pockets. This pocket's deeper, the other pockets are the same. But I like this little added spot. And so right here it says tequila is not the answer, but it's worth a shot. This comes from Dad. Thank you, Dad. And I think you can do different logos and stuff right here, different initials, and these will be really great gifts. Now you can rearrange all these and make different shapes and stuff like that. But this works so well, it nests really well, it's really square with little nice radius edges. And so this is a simple project that is going to sell, whether it's out of BAMX or your scrap wood, whatever. I really, really like this. The extra like little rim thing right there is awesome. And yeah, this was very simple, but it came out really nice. And I think it's a great addition to that bar product line that maybe you're wanting to develop, or bar gifts that you're wanting to sell to people or give to people. So now let's go to the next project. Next project is a cocktail glass rimmer. Let's go. This cocktail rimmer is a pretty simple project as well. The first thing we're going to be doing is doing a juice groove with a profile on the line with a 7/16 bowl bit because I like the way it looks. Now we're pocketing out the space for the salt. I'm going down 3/8 of an inch, 0.375. I'm doing it in 2 passes. Now I could be doing this with other bits, but I'm trying to keep it simple with that downcut finisher. Now the last cut, once again, is just that profile, doing the 4 passes, leaving that onion skin, and coming back with that allowance on that last pass to clean everything up. So we got the cocktail glass rimmer sanded down, oiled up, and put some salt right here. And it's really cool. So you put a little lime on the edge, a nice little cutting board right here for the lime so you don't get other stuff dirty. You come around, and then it, boom, look at that. That is beautiful. Now, a couple things that I like about this is, believe it or not, I think this is really customizable because you can do different stuff right here, right? Like I did the state of Texas. So now you fill that with salt, and then you have, that, or a logo, whatever kind of sports team you like. You can do it as a football, whatever state you have. And so that is a super customizable thing. So whatever market you're in, this is like so cool. Another thing that I like that is kind of like a little pro tip here is I did a bowl and tray bit. I did a 7/16 bowl and tray bit right here. And why I did that, it has that flatter bottom, so it really gives that two-tone look from that BAMX, and it really makes it pop. If you just do a single like ball nose bit, like a 1/2 inch ball nose, it's barely gonna touch that surface. So I highly recommend a 7/16 bowl and tray bit because it really has that flat bottom to really bring up that BAMX. And once again, you have to pocket down those 0.15 inches. But this product is super cool. I mean, I think anywhere from $20 to $30 here, and if you combine it with that tequila shot tray, maybe you can do like a $40 or $50 bundle, and maybe you make the tequila shot tray in the state of Texas, and you put this right here if you're in Texas. If you're in other markets, put your state, put your favorite logo. But these are super, super cool, and if you want to get the digital file for these, you get it with the cocktail glass rimmer and the tequila shot tray in the same digital file, so check that out. So if you're enjoying this video so far and want to learn more CNC fundamentals or different techniques that I use in this video, I just launched this free community called CNC Startup. where you can learn different fundamentals and different techniques that I use in this video and a ton of my other videos. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. Hope you enjoy. This thing is gonna be awesome. Now, back to the video. Next up, for all my bourbon lovers out there, whiskey smoker. Let's go. So to make this whiskey smoker, although it may seem simple, is gonna take 6 different tool paths to make sure everything's good. So I am making one in the video, but I highly recommend nesting it to make multiple on one sheet. You're gonna save a lot of time and it's gonna be well worth it. The first thing we're cutting out is this pocket for the lid right here, going 0.22 inches deep. And I'm just doing an offset toolpath because it looks awesome all circular. Next pocket is the burn hole pocket where the chips are gonna go in and get burned, and I'm going 0.55 inches deep with that in 2 passes. This next cut may seem a little tricky on the vectors, but I'm actually doing a profile outside the line, so this is gonna clean up perfectly and allow that lid to fit on it really nice and snug. Now I'm coming back with a 60-degree V-bit to leave a little chamfer on that burn hole. It just looks nice, and it's pretty functional when you pile it full of wood chips. Now I'm just coming back and drilling 5 holes out. I tried more holes, it did not work. 5 is the optimum amount of holes for this design of a whiskey smoker. And last but not least, to finish everything up, as you guessed it, 4 passes with that down cut finisher, leaving that onion skin so everything cuts out nice and smooth. So I got the whiskey smoker pieces sanded down, oiled up. I just used some mineral oil once again, and I've been using this one, testing it out. I had a couple different variations of it before I got to this final design, making this a different size because I didn't want to use that net that everybody has to buy from Amazon and you lose the net and all that good stuff. I wanted to make it kind of an all-in-one and make it look really elegant. And so this is the one I ended up designing, and it's super functional. And obviously there's a lot of whiskey smoker designs out there, but I do think like the two-tone look and the fact that it's kind of all in one and it can be used as a coaster on this other side. And so then you have a nice coaster that you can set your glass on, and you do that. Now obviously you wouldn't do it right now because you need the smoke to go down in there, but it's really cool that it just kind of like collapses in on itself. And so I really like this design, and it's all CNC made. There's nothing else you have to buy. You can slip it in your pocket. It stacks really well. You can always use it as a coaster afterwards, or so your chips don't go everywhere, you save them. And you know, there's a couple of things that I would probably do to try to market this a little bit better. You can always pocket through this first layer right here if you do make it out of this, and do initials and stuff like that, because this pocket is not too deep on this side. And so you can do different initials, different engravings here, do different brands for like cattle companies and stuff like that. They would love to send it to all their customers that are buying beef from them. I'm in that part of the world. They would absolutely love this. And all in all, I think it's just a really cool, elegant design that I love. It's super simple. You can cut out so many of them at a time. And yeah, it's awesome. I've been using it. You know, none of this is splitting. It's you know, burning really well. And all in all, it's a super simple project. You can get the digital file for it as well. We have it separate because there's so many tool paths involved. There's 4 different ones. But yeah, if you want it, check it out. I love it. It's super awesome. And I think there's going to be great sellers. Now, on to the next project. The next project up, beer bottle opener. Let's go. So here's the 2 bottle openers we're about to cut out. It's relatively simple. It's just 2 pockets and a profile, and I'm doing 2 different versions, which you're gonna absolutely love to see. So we got the bottle openers cut out, sanded down. Once again, just put a little bit of mineral oil on them. And I actually did 2 different versions. And I think this is really important to note and like super cool. We have these where you can buy off of Amazon. They cost, I think, 25, 50 cents a piece. You know, I'll leave the link in the description if you want to use these. But the other way is using a penny. And it's like really cool. So watch this. There's a penny in there. And if you open it up, it works. And so this contraption only cost a penny. And like, you can't find it cheaper. And so I'm not gonna supply y'all guys with the digital files for these because honestly, you just make it fit the circle. And I went down 3/8 of an inch, so 0.375. And for the penny, you make an 1.25 inch circle right here, go down 3/8 of an inch. And for the penny, it's a 3/4 inch circle. And then you drill a hole in a penny and screw it down. So this one's a 3/4 inch wide circle down 0.15 inches, and then an 1.25 inch circle down 3/8 of an inch. And so I'm not gonna sell the digital file because this thing is pretty simple. Y'all can design it. Now, some things that I would recommend is do some kind of design on the beer bottle, like maybe you're a Lone Star fan or a Budweiser, Bud Light, whatever. You can put different logos or different little designs like this on it, and it makes it more sellable, right? All kinds of different shapes. And I personally think the penny makes it more attractive, but some users may want this fully functional thing because they think the penny is going to bend. But I've opened lots and lots of beer bottles with this penny one, and it is not bent and is very good, and I'm going to have a great evening after I shoot this video. So these are really cool. I think you can easily fetch 20 bucks a piece for them, no problem. They're going to nest really well, do different designs, use a penny. Or you can use a quarter, but a quarter is 25 times more expensive than this penny mechanism. My recommendation.
Damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius!
But anyways, guys, I'll leave a link in the description for these. Pennies for that. These things are awesome. Now let's put everything here to the test. So now that we have all of these cut out, they may be beautiful, but are they functional? Let's put them to the test. So this is our tequila shot tray right here. A little bit of lime on the rim. Salt, actual tequila, guys. I'm not cheaping y'all. This is some El Jimador. It's tequila that makes you go, whoop! So let's try this one out. It works. Whiskey smoker. Lots of smoke coming down in there. I don't know if y'all can tell. And I got some Old Forester in here, so. Oh yeah, that's good whiskey. Much, much better than that. Bottle opener, I'm using the one with the penny because it's awesome. Some Dos Equis right here. Ooh, did you hear that? Yep, the beer tastes good too. Cocktail rimmer. I put some lime on the edges, put it in here. Got a nice salt rim on it. Don't have cocktails and, you know, yeah, I don't drink out of these glasses, so let's put a little bit of beer in there like any man would. Yep, it also works. And you know what, let's just keep it classy with the wine here. Let's just keep it classy. It works, it's beautiful, it's gonna get displayed, and let's be real guys, how often do you actually take wine off those wine displays? So all of the products work. They are amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, remember, if you ain't cutting it close, you ain't cutting it right.